Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. I'm your host, Jared Sebesta of Taatjes Financial Group, where we build purposeful retirement plans. At Taatjes Financial Group, we believe retirement planning is so much more than just preparing financially. Our goal is to help retirees and pre-retirees steward their time, talent, and treasure. We have the tools and proven process to make sure your retirement plan delivers the greatest purpose, impact, and legacy. If you need help building a purposeful retirement plan specific for your life and your retirement, give us a call. Our number is 320-222-4236. You can request a meeting online at taatjesfinancial.com. And if you're in the neighborhood, just stop by our office. We're located on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer, building purposeful retirement plans. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you missed our seminar last week, you missed out. It was called The Top 3 Retirement Lies, What They Are, and How to Avoid Them. We talked about this a little bit on last week's show. We had the seminar last Wednesday. If you missed it, no worries. It is on our YouTube channel. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to us online via iTunes or YouTube, Facebook, like our Facebook page, go ahead and do that as well. But if you go to YouTube and search Taatjes Financial, you're going to find our YouTube channel. Again, go to it, subscribe. There will be a number of playlists. One of those is called Online Seminars, and you will see the replay of the seminar there in its entirety. So I encourage you to go check that out. But again, this seminar is so important because we talk a lot about the financial and how basically how the financial and the non-financial aspects of retirement come together. So much of this business is focused on the financials, but there's lies weaved in there within that stream and also kind of on the life side that people miss. And so again, if you are approaching retirement, in retirement, these are some things that you have to know about. Ben Taatjes joins me on the show here today. And Ben, we had a great seminar last week, and this is kind of where our heart and our passion is, really intertwining life and money and how they intersect with retirement.
Yeah, Jared, and I think the show was great. I really enjoyed the conversation that we were able to have together about those 3 lies, give some answers. And again, if we can help people see that over their lifetime, they've been promised something with retirement, and some of that was designed and is engineered in lies. Mm-hmm. It will not fulfill you. It should not be your identity as I'm a retiree. There definitely are financial ramifications that we talked about last week. And, I just love the whole conversation. And if you need to hear that seminar, I'm sure they can still get it.
Yep, absolutely. Again, go to our YouTube channel. You can find it there. Make sure you email us too. We love to have you on our mailing list so you never miss out whenever we have an online seminar in the future. So last week we talked about one of the lies, how retirement is primarily a financial conversation. We talked about how, again, that's not always the case. We talked about the money disorder at length during the seminar. Another one of the lies that we wanted to talk about has to do with our time. And again, I don't want to give everything away because I want people to go back and watch the replay. But Ben, let's talk about this aspect of your day and your time. Something that is so misguided is that in retirement now it's all about you and your time, and you can just really make every waking second of the day about you. And this is just a major lie interweaved into the retirement narrative out there.
Yeah, you look at almost every retirement brochure or whatever it is, it's just nothing but just pure rest and enjoyment and vacation feels like the permanent vacation. All your time should be spent doing that. What I see that is that does not work, mm-hmm. right? We don't see people who just retire and focus on their own needs and their own vacations and not adding enough value where that actually works. I think when I look at a retiree's time, I kind of break it down, right? We've got individual days, and that's super important to look at each day. Mm-hmm. And we look at our newfound freedom within those days. When you look at that part of a retiree's life, it is very, very easy to really just let the days get away from you, right? We know that a common thing that I hear with retirees is, well, every day is like a Saturday, or every day is like, I kind of just, every day is the same. And I think I just want to caution retirees to that mindset. And that's something we did in our seminar, but it's very important that we make every single day count. So yes, time in retirement, you get more time out there, and there's only a finite many days left.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes that lie of just vacation all the time and make it about you such a bad one, because when you're in retirement mode and now you're in your 60s, you no longer have to go to work. You have this newfound freedom of time. And when you don't make every single day matter, I think it gets away from you really fast.
Yeah. Again, the rhythms of life, you had them while working. Working gave you the guardrails. We've talked about that on the show, but now they're stripped away. I just reconnected with a friend of mine, and he retired last year. And I said, how's retirement life treating you? He's like, it's great. I love sleeping in, which I understand. And what a wonderful benefit of retirement. But if you're not careful and intentional with every single day, those rhythms start to get away from you. We talked about how every day should have 3 specific things in them during our seminar. Let's go through those today for folks that missed it.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, if you keep these 3 things in each day, your days will be better. I can promise you that. And have you ever heard that analogy, Jared, of the big rocks and small pebbles? We know that if you have a jar and you want to fit a bunch of larger stones and a bunch of small pebbles into that jar, you better start with the big ones.
Sure.
Because if you fill the bottom up with all the little ones, you won't fit those big important rocks into that jar. That's really what we're talking about here. This shouldn't encompass everybody's day, but these 3 key things need to be in your day, and then you fill in the cracks with all the smaller stuff and you have a great day.
Sure.
So I think the first one that I love to talk about with clients, because it's the part that they are looking forward to in retirement the most, is fun. I think it's super important that you engineer into your day some hobbies, some socializing, some of that time that you've been looking forward to when you were coming into this retirement part of your life.
Yeah. Fun's a big part of it, but again, as we mentioned, it really can't just all be fun all the time. There has to be something to kind of balance that out.
Yeah, well, we need to have one of the other 3 is earned rest. And that really comes into the other of the 3, which is contributions. So when these 3 things, so contributions, earned rest, and just pure enjoyment come together in every single day, you can have a great day. So when you add value to others, it just changes your outlook on life. It changes your outlook on your day. It just makes everything go so much better. So when you make sure to contribute to society, contribute to maybe it could be something so small, Jared. I think people are like, oh man, I got to join a board, and I got to do this, start a nonprofit, or I've got to, I guess I got to work for 4 hours. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that you got to contribute. You got to add value in some way to some person.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really important. And guess what? That earned rest piece will flow naturally from those contributions.
Right.
Because we can't just, to your friend who says, I get to sleep in, right? That's okay if you earned it, right? If you worked hard the day before. But if you just become somebody who slows way down and begins to just sleep way more, I know, because I've seen it in my own life or in clients' lives. If that becomes your daily mode of just, hey, I'm just resting, you don't sleep very well when you didn't both physically and mentally, if you will, earn that rest.
I was at a conference just a couple of weeks ago, and they talked about different forms of capital in our life. The highest form of capital in your life, and again, I don't want to disregard the financial piece. It's not how much currency you have in the bank. It's people. People is the greatest asset in your life. And again, going back to the contributions, doing something for somebody, reaching out to somebody, nurturing a relationship, adding value in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be, again, starting a board or a nonprofit or serving on a board. But again, looking at people as the capital. They're the people that add the greatest value in our lives, and nurturing those relationships is part of this.
Yeah, and we know that isolation is one of the absolute worst things for anyone, much less a retiree. The reason I think it's hard for retirees is because they kind of lose their work family and they move into kind of generally a more isolated setting. And I think that can be so overcome by just contributing to somebody's day, adding value to somebody. And remember, I think, like we talked about in our seminar, our work gave us reason to get out of bed to go add value. Our work, while we were in the workforce, gave us a schedule. It did take time. But I think when we retire, we've got to recreate those guardrails, those things that keep us aligned. Just recreate those and keep those three big things in every single day.
Yes, absolutely. Well, if you missed last week's seminar and want to check it out, again, go to our YouTube channel, search Taatjes Financial. You'll see playlists on there, one marked online seminars, and you can watch it in its entirety totally free. I'm Jared Sebesta, joining you on this episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Securities offered through Avantax Investment Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Avantax Advisory Services. Insurance services offered through an Avantax affiliated insurance agency.